Hey, what's slicing, everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives. Today we're going to get into why you should not buy gas station knives. We're actually going to take this apart and I'm going to show you the inside of this knife. A gas station knife can include anything from this to something like this. Yeah, that's gas station knife. And as I showed in my Christmas recommendation video, a surefire way to tell, there's two easy identifiers for what you should not buy in knives. This is the first. You see this kind of a stamp, USA design, handmade or handcrafted in China. First bad sign, these brands like Tac Force, M-Tech, and others that are random little brands. Here we go, the same stamp, USA design, handcrafted in China. That's a bad stamp to watch out for. Another surefire way is they generally have a clip like this on them. Now there are a few good knives, like some Rough Rider folding knives that are cheap as well, but they're definitely better made and better recommended that also have that clip. But generally, knives with this, especially knives with this that also contain that's like a surefire combo right there. Now this knife here kind of has a different clip, but not really. Them being assisted is also a surefire way. Now Kershaw Speed Safe assisting is done very well. This is not Kershaw Speed Safe, okay? This is just a crappy little spring inside the knife that you'll see today that can very easily break. Now, an example that I have in my collection of a knife that might come off as gas station-y at first, but really when you dive into it, it's more of a work of art, is my zombie rat here. This was done by knife people, heavily customized by knife people, and contains good materials all around, besides the clip, of course. But these are G10, a very grippy, good knife handle material that has been engraved to give the effect of a graveyard. The blade has been done by hand, having two different acidic finishes applied, carving done to the scales, done by hand, and another engraving here of a zombie hand coming out. Not to mention this hardware is titanium, which is one of the best materials for working tools and things out there just in general is titanium due to its corrosion resistance and toughness and lighter weight compared to most other metals. Not to mention you could do a lot of cool stuff with it. In this case, they turned it purple. I will be getting a purple clip for this knife soon. We are not here for this knife today, but I just wanted to show you an example of something that can be done that's on the level of, I guess if you want to look at the coolness of this in a way, but done on an actual good knife. And I will show you the difference. So this either has an outer edge of aluminum or it has an outer edge of just kind of plastic. I'm not sure which one it is. It might be both because as you can see, I think there's 3 layers to this knife, but we're about to find out. When you're taking apart knives, you don't want that spring to be active, to be ready to explode when you want to take it apart. So we're going to go ahead and open that blade up. Let's go ahead and take screws out here. Oh yeah, I think that outer piece is its own piece, which I didn't even know that. I have taken one of these apart before. I can't remember if it was this one or another one. I believe the pivot screw is T8. T8. I'm not really concerned about damaging this knife or losing the screws even. Now, I should put a disclaimer out there. If this is the kind of stuff you like, or if this is the only kind of stuff you can afford, I do have other recommendations for knives around this price point. But if you like collecting this stuff, guys, it's your money. As long as you are aware that you are buying, you know, kind of a low-end knife. And there, right there, we're already coming to some of our first examples. I'm pretty sure this is actually metal. But let's get a close-up look here. Look at all the crappy stamping and scratching on the back of this. This was made as cheaply as possible. And I get that it's a cheap knife, and you guys are going to be like, me. Well, it only costs like 10 bucks. It does only cost 10 bucks. You're right. Which is why I said, if you like the stuff, then go ahead. But man, as far as a knife goes, like... It's just junk, you know? Pay $10 more, you can have a knife that would literally last you your whole life. This thing here, it just looks sad. It looks like there was no care given to it. I mean, let's even look here. Let's look. Oh, look at the. Do you see all the issues going on here, especially down in there in the screw? I'm surprised this knife even went together. They're not even. It looks like they found the worst screw in the factory to put on there. Anyway, let's take the next one off and let's keep going. We should see the spring after we take this handle scale off. Yeah, there we are. So this is what she looks like. All that really cheap grease. And this is the spring here. This is what it looks like. This is the thing that's assisting your knife to open. And they put another hole in the blade to allow the spring to go through. So basically, you know, when the knife is going to reset, you know, it comes down, you pull the liner lock out of the way, it comes down and it resets. Yeah, see how the spring moved there? Back in place. Liner lock down. The spring's gonna move back and reset. And if we had the other handle on there, I'd kind of be able to show you a little better. But that's basically how it works. And as you can see, this handle scale has no milling at all. Not even an attempt to mill scale out. Because they don't care. That's the biggest point of this video. This company does not care about having quality products. This company does not care about giving the customer a quality product. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is just a piece of plastic. I don't even know if I'd call this a washer. It's literally just a piece of cheap plastic. That's a circle. I never even noticed that until just now. Let's go ahead and take that down. Let's take this blade off. Oh my. The blade, I'm not seeing too many huge imperfections actually in the blade. It looks about how you'd expect it to look. As does this side, besides that really cheap washer thing that they have on there. Now, I know a lot of you guys, you know, are probably still saying, oh, you know, it's a $10 knife. What do you expect? I expect you not to have to pay $10 for a knife that probably literally costs $1 or less to make. These materials that you're seeing here cost literally $1 or less to make. They're using junk metal that gets tossed away. They're trying to make it look good again. They're putting something like this together, stamping it, and selling it for $9 more than it's worth. And yes, that is actually what is happening, unfortunately. I wish that wasn't the truth, and I really wish that wasn't the case, but that is what's happening. And that's exactly why you shouldn't buy these knives. It's just the sad truth. That's just how it's working. And unless you guys really like this kind of knife, unless you guys really like these sorts of things, don't fall for it, okay? Don't fall for this. Sorry, hit the camera there. It's hard to do these disassembly videos with the camera in your face. Don't fall for this trap, okay? These knives are junk. They will always be junk. As long as people keep buying them, they will continue to make them, which is unfortunate, but that's just, you know, that's just how it works. And for some people, maybe this is all you can afford, but if you can just save $10 more, I have so many better options for you. So many better options for you out there. So don't just wheeze your way into buying this because you think it's all that you have available to you. Let's see if this thing will even go back together the right way. I will do my best. I will do my best. Let's see if this will go back together the correct way or not. You know, now that I think about it, why was that even angled like that? I don't think the handle had a specific reason for that to be angled like that. This knife will also scratch incredibly easily, guys. You drop it once, it's probably screwed. That can be the case with better knives as well, depending on the knife. But the blade steel with knives like these is also a problem. They generally use 440A. It usually doesn't even say 440A, it says 440 stainless, which means 440A, which I would consider that to be quite possibly the worst steel on the market. Maybe there's a worse steel I'm not thinking of, but to me that seems like the worst steel on the market. It's definitely the cheapest for them to make pocket knives out of, because that's generally what the cheapest pocket knives are made out of, is 440A. So there we go. Let's put back together. Oh, I tightened that pivot too much. I did tighten it down all the way. Just loosen that a little bit. Yep. And there we go, back to our cheap knife. You can also see there, look at this. See this? Watch this. Ooh. You see how I'm even able to squeeze? Because it's just cheap. It's just cheap junk, guys. Cheap aluminum junk. Ugh. I wish you guys could see it in person. I could probably even get this little coating just to, it might not come off that easily, but this is just a cheap layer of coating applied to it. I wish I could get it off with my nail. It definitely doesn't take much to get it off. Oh yeah, there we go. See that? Did you see that? Look at that. Oh, yeah, I just did that on camera that easily. And don't think I pressed hard, because I didn't. Let me see if I can do it the lightest. Oh my gosh, I scratched the little, see the little, oh yeah, you can see the lines that I just did with this. Yeah, a lot of my knives, that would not happen to. Just don't buy these, guys. Don't buy these. You know, there are plenty of other options out there. Use the other options. Do not buy this junk. I thought about getting a knife box just 1 month, just so I can make a video that tells people not to buy those kinds of knives. Please avoid them, okay? If you need some recommendations, comment down below. tell me your price range. I will give you plenty of recommendations for any price range. If you tell me what you want the knife for. I've done this for a long time, and I have a lot of things that I can definitely recommend. That is not these. It's just, oh, I can't even. But yeah, I hope that gave you guys some insight of why you shouldn't buy these knives. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment them down below, or you can even message me on Instagram. My Instagram name is the same as my YouTube channel name, CAC_knives. It's that name because CAC is my initials, by the way. But yeah, I hope that helped answer some people's questions out there about why you shouldn't get knives like this. And if that even stops one person out there from buying a knife like this and instead getting a good quality knife like this, or even a basic good quality knife like this, then, you know, job well done by me. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.